tell me, baby, I've been waiting for a lifetime. Just keep on fading in all these photos, caught in the memories and captured in the highlights. Just keep on wasting. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around, drowning our fights in whatever can be found. 'Cause I've given in to all my demons lately. You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier for you. I do it all night. You're my only lifeline. Sing for me, darling, it's been quiet for a day now. Can't bear the silence inside my own head. I keep on hoping somehow we can make this alright. Just keep on trying. Glass after glass, I keep hoping you'll come around, drowning our fights in whatever can be found. 'Cause I've given in to all my demons lately. You know, might be easier just to let it go. Cut the cable short and the problem solved. Might be easier for you. I do it all night. You're my only lifeline.
Welcome to the Hyperpolyglot Activist. Learn languages, make a difference. My name is Dr. Carlos Yebra López, and I'm joined today by John in Manila, Philippines. John, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. So today the idea is to contrast the theory we already knew about Chabacano with the practice of coming to Manila and experiencing the language firsthand. And let us remember that Chabacano is the group of Spanish-based Creole in the Philippines that have Spanish as the lexifier and Philippine languages as the adstrate. In practice, this means that Spanish provides most of the vocabulary, but the grammar is based on Philippine languages. Now, Chabacano is fascinating because it is part of the global Hispanophone. As defined in 2019 by Calderwood, the global Hispanophone is that space of tension between Spanish as a language of the empire and creative responses to that language from non-standard varieties that challenge the contours and the frontiers of Spanish, whether those are geographic or cultural, linguistic, etc. And in that sense, I have two related questions. The first one is, how did you come into contact with Chabacano? What's the link between that language and your first language? And then, what is the presence of Chabacano in Manila? Because my understanding before coming to the Philippines was that Chabacano, as you well said, right, is mostly spoken in the Zamboanga area, the Mindanao part of the Philippines, and also to a much lesser extent in Cavite, Davao, etc., but not so much in Manila. Mm-hmm. However, people here in Manila have told me that there is a certain presence of Chabacano, which I have not been able to verify independently. So those two questions, your personal connection to Chabacano and the presence of Chabacano in Manila.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I come from Zamboanga Peninsula, mm-hmm. So I come from the city of Zamboanga where mm-hmm. Chabacano is mainly spoken, but I'm not born to native speakers of Chabacano. My parents are Cebuano speakers, but since I was born and raised in Zamboanga, I kind of grew up bilingual. I spoke Cebuano and Chabacano at the same time. Mm-hmm. So in my case, it was always, Cebuano at home, but the moment I stepped out of our house, it was Chabacano all around me. So my peers, our neighbors, everybody was Chabacano speaker. But since I live in Manila now, I speak Chavacano less and less. I would actually say I speak more Cebuano and Tagalog now than Chavacano, just because I don't have that many peers who speak Chavacano here in Manila. Now, as for your second question, it is true that Chavacano is widely spoken. It is mainly only spoken in Zamboanga Peninsula. There are varieties that exist in other provinces, mainly the Caviteño and the Dabaweño varieties. Just a few months ago, I met for the very first time in my life a speaker of the Caviteño Chavacano, and we tried to check how mutually intelligible the two languages are. I think to little success, I feel, because we both speak Spanish, so I think that facilitated our understanding of each other. But I also know that there used to be an Ermiteño variety which was spoken in the district of Ermita in Manila. But as far as I'm concerned, this is no longer existing.
Correct. That one is extinct. So that's why perhaps people claim that there is Chabacano in Manila, because of that historical vestige of Ermita.
Yes. There's also, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of migrants from Zamboanga who speak it here in Manila, but I don't know of any like community that actually speaks it in Manila.
So you spoke about how in school you came across Chavacano, right, and in society at large outside of the home. In that sense, if somebody's watching and decides that they would like to learn Chavacano, do you have any recommendations as to pedagogical materials? Do you think the way you learned Chavacano was the most appropriate, or did you come across further sources in the language that you say, oh, if only I had known about this when I was young?
I don't know how much pedagogical materials exist on Chavacano. I think that the most efficient way to learn it for now is actually spending some time in Zamboanga. I think there are some like published videos on YouTube, for example, that teach you some basics. I don't know up to how far it actually goes. I think Chavacano is suffering the same problem as many Filipino languages, in that it's not, we don't teach it so much. So we think that there's not a lot of outsiders interested in it, and as such, you will be hard pressed to find learning materials. So I would say for now, the most efficient way to learn the language is by spending some time in Zamboanga.